Hello, my name's Jules. Welcome to my channel So Sweet Violet, where I chatter on about the crafty side of my life. As with all my journals, you'll find clickable links to all the places you can find me below this video on YouTube. My daughter and I have a shop where we make pretty and useful things for crafters, and we curate tools and accessories for you too. Today is Thursday the 17th of March, and this is journal, I'm guessing, but I'm pretty sure it's journal number 66. It's a beautiful day. It's really sunny today. Yesterday was as dark and kind of yellow. There was some sand blowing over from the Sahara, and everywhere was yellow and really dusty. It was kind of very mystical and what's the word? Kind of menacing. That's how it felt yesterday. And I was in such a grump yesterday afternoon. I was fine in the morning, which is normally my dodgy time. I'm not one of those people who wake up and have the joys of life spring in their mind. I'm a bit the opposite. I wake up and I don't have the joys of life in my mind. But I make myself get up and I tell myself you'll have a lovely shower, you'll feel all fresh, and you'll have a nice cup of coffee, and then you can do some lovely sewing or go out for a walk with Boo. So I have to talk myself round. And yesterday morning I did this, and then I felt fine. After lunch, I do not know what hit me. I was grumpy, very grumpy. Poor Bryony had to put up with me. Anyway, I feel fine today. Well, as fine as you can feel with everything that's going on. I hope you're all managing to stay calm and safe. And I hope you're managing to do some things that encourage that and those lovely feelings, whether you're into crafting or gardening or walking, or whatever you like to do. I hope you're finding joy in those things. Yes, so it's a beautiful day today. Again, it's bin day, so we may hear some chattering from Petey and the neighbour, but that's fine. Yeah, what's the time? It's probably about 10ish or 9:30, something like that. Coffee. I'm already on the decaf. This is in one of our beautiful prairie mugs, rainbow prairie mug from Mary Wright Ceramics. Isn't it beautiful? We had some of these, or we actually still have just a handful of these left in the shop. We had a mug update. Was it end of last week? Yeah, I think it was last Friday. We had some mouse mugs, which I'm afraid have all sold out, and these mugs. There's just a few of these hanging on, so if you wanted one, probably now's your chance. And they're such lovely mugs. They're really a beautiful kind of snuggly, huggable. You know when you really need a hot drink to comfort you? This is like, it's the comfy mug, you know, the cozy mug. So yeah, just a few of those left. Right, I can't remember. Do I do finish things first or in the making first? I mean, I've done 66 of these, so I should know, but I don't. Should we do in the making first? Yeah, let's do in the making. I haven't really been working on many things, it seems like. I have finished a couple of things since I last chatted with you, but yeah, just working on 2. So the first one is my Kelly blanket, my rainbow blanket, and I'm pretty sure I'd started this cream panel my last episode. Honestly, my brain cannot hold any information, but I'm pretty sure I had. So I've just been working on this a bit more. I can't say I'm loving it, it's quite boring, but sometimes, you know, when you just need something to do with your hands and not have to think too much. Although I do have to look with crochet, whereas knitting I generally don't have to look, or I can glance down every now and again just to make sure I'm doing it okay. But yeah, I do have to look at crochet a bit more. I was going to tell you how much yarn I've used in this section, but I actually can't, because I'm pretty sure I had some leftovers I was using before I started this new skein. But that doesn't seem much crochet, but maybe it is. I've spoken about this blanket so much, and I really don't want to bore you. Oops, I'm getting tangled on my bracelet. But it is my Kelly blanket, and I've been crocheting it. Well, I was crocheting it last year in 2021 with Lay Family Yarns Rainbow Chronicles mini set palettes. So each month you'd get a different palette colour. And I did the Rainbow Sock Chronicles along with Kelly, and we had a knit along and everything, which was so fun. But long. A year is really long. Anyway, I decided the shape wasn't quite right. It was out of proportion. So I decided to add a panel of undyed, and I'm going to do a little rainbow section and another panel of undyed. I'm using just a generic 3.5 crochet hook. I don't think this is even a brand. There's no fancy writing on it. It's just a crochet hook, but it's pink, and that's quite nice, isn't it? If you'd like any more details about my Kelly blanket, I'll put a link below that will take you to my project page for it on Ravelry. So that's basically it. If you want to know more information, Ravelry is your best bet, because, as I said, I don't want to bore you all with it again. So this is my other in the making, and this I can talk about a bit more, because apart from showing you the pattern last time, you haven't seen this, I don't think, at all. I think I cast it on after my journal. So this is the Gan vest. Let's find who the pattern designer is. I remember last time I was talking about this, and the pattern designer's name's on the front page, on the front cover, and I said I can't find the name. Albiona McLaughlin, I think is how you say her name, but I'm going to show you just in case it isn't. And that's the Gan vest. Oh no, it's just called the Gan. And Gan means without in Irish, which I think is really cool because it's without sleeves. This is living in my gorgeous So Sweet Violet Liberty rainbow bag, and we have some of these still. I'm sorry, we have been so busy and so many other things to do that we are still working on them, but they are almost done. I think they may be finished today, which means they'll be in the shop next week, but I will announce that on Instagram. And also there's a little bar at the top of our shop, our website, and I put announcements in there as well. So if you're not on Instagram and want to know when they're going in the shop, that's where I'll put it. But I think they'll be in the shop next week. But the ones we're making are all the Betsy fabrics. So this is Betsy here. And where are you, Betsy? I can't see from this way around. Oh, the yellow. Oh, Betsy is definitely one of my favourites, if not my absolute favourite. So there'll be a rainbow of Betsy's. So they will hopefully be next week. Anyway, oh look, I just realised. Look at my coat hanger. That's Betsy. I got this coat hanger from, I don't know if it's eBay or Etsy, years ago. It's so pretty. I have boring hangers in my wardrobe. Actually, they're really good. They're those flocked, really thin flocked ones. You can get so much more in your wardrobe with those. I remember a few years ago, I coat hangered my whole wardrobe, and I gave all of the old ones to a charity shop. And I got all those really lovely thin flocked ones. Oh, they're so good. You can get so much in your wardrobe. So anyway, this is my Gan vest, and I am knitting it out of some lovely DK yarn. that my gorgeous friend Deborah, who is Candy Shop Yarns and also half of Meanwhile at the Castle podcast. And this is her Bloom DK base in the colour. So sweet. So I think that might have been dyed for me. But she does the most beautiful colours, absolutely irresistible actually. I only had 3 skeins and I wanted to do something special with it. So this tank top, which is what I would call it, is born. I've started the rib. I used 1 skein, I didn't alternate or anything up to this point, I seem to remember. And then I alternated 2 skeins using the helical knitting method. And that, I think, has worked out really well. It always shows up on the camera, things that you actually can't see in real life. And on the camera, I can see some lines across here. And they are invisible in real life. It's really funny. Or maybe it's just my bad eyesight. But I can see on the camera, it does look slightly different here to here, but I cannot see that. Isn't that funny? Maybe it gives you ultra vision when you look through a camera. But I really like it. I've tried it on and I decided this is the length. You do 8 centimetres of the ribbing. And I've decided that is, hopefully, I'm not very good at getting length right when I knit things, but I'm hoping that will take it down to about here. So I'll hold it up against myself. So go about there. So I think it will be, oops, hang on. It's very tricky. It'll be about here, which is actually probably a really bad place because it's right across my tummy. We'll see. As I say, garment length is a tricky thing because this, actually I should talk about this. This is my love note. This was knit out of 2 strands of fingering weight yarn because I wanted to knit it from stash, and it worked out really well and I do love it. But it always looks really short. Not on, it doesn't look short on, which is the main important thing. But when it's off, I think, oh my goodness, that's so short. It's like a teenage top, crop top, but actually it's a really nice length when it's over clothing, and over a dress rather. So now I'm thinking perhaps I've made this too long. I'm only 5'2", so I am quite petite in height, only in height really. Yeah, we'll see if I get that the right length, shall we? I really hope so. I'm going to be making a lovely kind of blouse to go underneath, and I've washed my Liberty fabric ready. But I can't see me starting it until after Bryony's wedding because, my goodness, weddings are such a lot of work and they take such a lot of headspace. So I don't think I'm going to get it done before then. You never know. You never know. I'm making the first tier of the wedding cake this weekend and I'm going to freeze it. I thought if I freeze 1 tier, we'll take the pressure off because I have 2 days to make the wedding cake. 2 full days to make it and ice it. And I'm freaking out just a tiny bit. I know I'll do it because I just will. You know, I promised a cake and I'll deliver a lovely cake, but I don't want to exhaust myself because with fibromyalgia, or with my symptoms anyway, if I overdo it, I can then literally be laid out for a few days. So I'm going to have to be very careful to pace myself and have breaks. So yeah, I think that's why I'm worried more than anything about it. I'm digressing all over the place today, aren't I? Anyway, right, let me tell you more. So this is a DK yarn. I didn't get gauge at all because I think, what does the pattern call for? The pattern calls for DK to Aran. So I did a gauge swatch And I used the needles that was recommended in the pattern for the main body, which is 4.5. Did a gauge swatch, really liked the fabric that it was making. Then I messaged Amy, Tailoress Studio. She did some magic maths for me and told me to make the 7th size because the pattern calls for 18 stitches for 10 centimetres and I was getting 21 stitches per 10 centimetres. And in the past I'd have thought, that's only 3 stitches. Is that right? Yeah. That's not going to make any difference, but I've since learned that that can make a very big difference. So Amy, the wonder she is, came to my rescue and calculated it all and said, you can knit the 7th size and that should fit lovely. And that's what I've done, and it fits lovely. She is amazing. I do love her. So this is the 7th size on DK yarn. What else do I need to say? Obviously I've got to pick up the neckline and do the sleeve cuffs. What would this bit be called? The sleeve edging? The armhole edging, I think that would be called. But I love the colour. The fit is really nice around here because I put it on some waste yarn and tried it on. As I say, the only thing I'm unsure about is the length, but oh, it's also got this really nice detail. Whoops, let it go in my coffee. Down the side of just 2 little pearl stitches. I think that's so nice. So yeah, that is my GAN vest, or tank top as probably I would call it normally. I think that's everything I need to say. Again, details will be on my Ravelry project page and there'll be a link below to that. So that's everything that's in the making. Also, if you want any details on my love note, which is what I'm wearing, there's a link also down below to the project page on Ravelry, because I can't remember much about it. It was quite a while ago, but it's a really pretty jumper. It's got 3/4 sleeves, but I feel it's quite nice if you roll your sleeves up. Got my knitter's bracelet on today. Right, let's move on to finished things. So, the first finished thing is this. The first 2 pages, oh, it's bright. The first 2 pages from my Happy Stitches Journal #1 from Pretty Fabrics and Trims. I showed this to you last time and I think I was, yes, I was. And I was talking about the quilting that goes around the little hearts, but I don't know, I just didn't really want to do that. So I've just done really simple little crosses. Ooh, I'm going to stand up again. Oops, you can see the little crosses just between the intersections here. I also forgot to mention that I changed some of the Liberty fabrics because I could, basically. So it's all bound now as well in this beautiful grey cable. And yeah, it's really pretty. I haven't yet started on March's page, which doesn't really bode well for my brain thinking, because if I don't keep up with it, it's really, I'm not going to finish it, I just know it. As soon as I get behind, I will lose momentum. So perhaps this weekend, I will at least attempt to start it. I think it was English paper piecing with a Suffolk puff in the centre. I think that's what it's called. So actually I will really enjoy that. Yeah, so very pretty. And I spoke about this in my last episode as well. So I'll put a card at the end of this, which is a link, if you didn't know. I never used to know what a card was. So I'll put an iCard at the end of this video the last journal I recorded, where I spoke about both my Kelly blanket and this. Right, so my other finished thing is, I'm so happy with this. is my little quilted, well, kind of quilted, baby happy patchwork blanket. I think it was in my last episode I was talking about adding, it was the baby unicorn fur to the back of this little blanket I made. And I did. I wasn't quite sure how to tackle it, to be honest. When I'd finished the front, I then washed and blocked it and I laid it out on the floor to try and square it up, but it was quite wonky actually, and I did worry a bit. But then I thought, actually, the backing, the baby unicorn fur, if I cut that square, it should kind of encourage the knitted front to be into that shape, if that makes sense. So I cut the backing, so I took an average measurement of the blanket and I cut the backing 3/4 of an inch bigger all around, so it'd be 1.5 inches extra in width and in length. And then I turned, what did I do next? And then I ironed the edges of the baby unicorn fabric. I ironed the edge over 3/4 of an inch. So basically I would then have a piece of baby unicorn fabric with a seam allowance folded over 3/4 of an inch on each side. And then I used the little clips that we sell in our shop to clip it all around on all sides, and then I hand stitched this edge. I'm going to move my coffee. Then I hand stitched along here to keep the edges together, which sounds a bit boring, but I quite enjoyed it. It was really nice. I even popped on one of our little bunny labels. It was so cute. Look at that. So sweet. So the next thing, so after I'd sewn the backing on all the way around by hand, blah, 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 I then felt like it needed some attachment to attach the layers together because it was very floppy. So what I did, I thought about this long and hard, and I wasn't quite sure how to do it so that it would look nice, be strong, and yeah, basically those two things. So I set my sewing machine on the zigzag and I made it the stitch width pretty small, not the smallest but very small, and the stitch length also almost nothing. And you can see better on the back. So I did little like zigzags, and you can see it on the back better than the front. If I stand back here, can you see that? Does it show up? Not really. Oh, there we go, you can see it a bit there. And how I did that was I did a zigzag between each 2 cream blocks here. So I did one here, 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 one here. And that's how I did it. So it's got kind of a diagonal, kind of quilted look. And I just snipped the threads and it really worked brilliantly. There's some video in the vlog at the end of this of me doing it. I don't think I've got any of me hand sewing, but I've definitely got a little video of when I clipped it, put the little clips on, and of me doing the sewing on the machine. When you move it under the presser foot of the sewing machine, you do have to be careful not to stretch the top fabric because obviously it's yarn and it has a lot of stretch in it. But this, the fabric, was a little navel hair there. She hardly moults, but her tiny little hairs, when they do come out, they're tiny and they just embed themselves in. And I did have a comment from a lovely viewer on my last journal to say that it maybe be better not to put backing on because it wouldn't be stretchy. And I did think about that for a long while, but actually this fabric does have some stretch along this way, not this way. But this way it does have a bit of give, and I'm really, 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 really chuffed with it. So this is my first baby blanket for my grandma box. Okay, so for my next one, I am considering, I was going to do a crochet granny stripe, but now I was watching lovely Karen Stitches and Jacks. I've been watching her, what is it, March? Yeah, March vlogs. Oh, she's so lovely, such a lovely lady. And she is crocheting a granny, it's like a granny square blanket, but it's rectangle. So I thought I could make one the same size and it would be a set. So I'm wondering if I could do that. So it's a granny stripe or granny rectangle. I need to decide on that. I don't need to decide straight away because I've still got lots of things that I want to finish that I started last year. So I've still got a lovely hat with bears on. I've got some winter felled mittens. I don't know what else I've got. So I'm thinking if I finish one thing, start one thing, finish one thing, start one thing, that makes me feel okay. Okay, so let's talk about some dream knitting. So Amy, who I mentioned before, Taylor Studio, has just a few days ago released her Clarendon sweater. Oh, it is heavenly, absolutely heavenly. And as you know, I've been trying my best to work from stash, but I just didn't have anything that would work. So I've been trying to be just a little bit more economical, and I went onto Wool Warehouse and ordered just a few balls of DK yarn that I thought would be nice. And this one came and I loved it, and I love the colour. It's showing up a bit brighter actually on screen. It's that colour but softer, and it's so pretty. If I show you close up, you can see it's kind of, what's that called? Mottled? No, not mottled. What is it? What's that called? What is that called? Words don't come easy to me. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Felt it? No. Anyway, it's pretty. It's not a flat colour. And so I did a gauge swatch. This is the gauge that I'm going with. It's 4.5mm, the top one. And it's beautiful. So I'm going to be knitting the Clarendon sweater. And I bought myself all of this. I think it cost me £45 or something like that. Which, for a hand knit sweater, for the pleasure of knitting it and then the pleasure of having and owning and wearing it, I think it's really good value. So that is what I went for. Obviously, I would much rather buy hand-dyed yarn, but sometimes, well, you can't do it every time, can you? So that is my compromise. So yes, that is my dream making. So after I finish my gown vest, I'll be casting on my Clarendon. I'll put a little picture on the screen as well. Was that the right place? Yeah. I put a post on Instagram yesterday, just a little treat, an Easter treat for everybody as Easter is kind of coming up, that if you purchase my little rabbit socks, you get the little rabbit bag for free. So my little rabbit socks is probably my most favourite pattern that I've ever designed. Got little bunny tails down the back, and then it toe up using my beanie toe and my Godet heel, and it's got you can use, it's great for beautiful bits, leftovers, mini skein sets, and I've seen people do them in all one colour as well, but I did these in yellow to pink ombre. I knit these, I don't know, a couple of years ago. They've been worn a lot, so they're not looking their utmost best. best. And Bryony has the original pair. And they have, between each section, they just have a really simple textured line. And they're just really pretty, really springy and fun. And so the offer is, if you buy this pattern, you get the little bunny bag free, which quite simply is probably better than the socks. Oh, it's so adorable. Got my tape measure in here. So it's got a little pom-pom tail and an I-cord drawstring and a little picot top. And it's just cute. I've seen lots of people make these for gifts, and they fill them with little chocolate Easter eggs and things like mini eggs. Just so cute. I just love little things like that. And because it's bunny themed, it's like heaven. Is that everything I want to talk about? Oh, I didn't really finish talking about that offer, did I? So it's only available in Ravelry. You need to put both items in your cart, and then the bag will automatically be deducted. The cost of the bag will automatically be deducted from the cost. So I hope you enjoy that. Thursdays, which is today, is our Advent making day. We've decided to allocate one day a week to Advent production so that we don't get the manicness that would be August and September. So today is Advent day, but I think I might break the rules today. Bryony's downstairs packing because Thursday morning is packing morning for her. But I may break the rules today and try and finish the rainbow project bags because we have other plans as well. So many things to make, so little time. Thank you so much for all of your lovely comments on every journal. Some of you just pop up on every journal with a lovely comment, and it's so heartwarming. It really is, because sometimes it can feel a little bit lonely being am I a YouTube creator? I don't know. That sounds a bit pretentious, doesn't it? But I guess I am, partly-ish. But it can feel a bit lonely just talking to a camera. And it's just so nice when you comment back and say lovely things about my projects or ask me some questions. It's just lovely. It's just that lovely connection. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's bought me a coffee via my Ko-fi account. It's very, very much appreciated. It helps more than you know. So thank you. I really, really do appreciate that. Yeah, so I think that's everything. I hope you are safe and happy and healthy, and I hope you have lots of time to do things that make your soul soothed. Hopefully I'll see you in a couple of weeks, but it's going to get manic, isn't it, because of the wedding. I think the wedding is in, I think it's 3 weeks today. I think it is. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine not having a wedding to think about. I don't know how Bryony must feel. But anyway, we're both trying to grow our nails at the moment. Oh, that reminds me, Bryony has recorded a really lovely vlog for you. She's so sweet, honestly. She recorded the vlog yesterday and I edited it last night, and she's just so sweet. At the end, when she'd been talking about her gorgeous Liberty hexagon quilt, she said something like, "I'm very sorry, I'm really rubbish at this, aren't I?" Oh, and I just wanted to say to her, I wasn't with her last night, I was like, you are not rubbish, you are amazing and very brave, I think. It takes more courage than you would imagine to put yourself out there and speak about your projects, and yeah, it just does. And so I edited that bit out because she isn't rubbish, she's amazing, and I hope you love it. So there's some vloggy bits from me and a lovely vloggy bit from Bryony about her gorgeous project. Anyway, I'm going to go. I am going to go down, see how Bee's getting on, give Boo a cuddle, make myself a nice cup of tea and get sewing. So I shall see you next time. Sending lots and lots of love. Bye. I was just setting up to take a photo for Instagram of all the things I've spoken about on my journal. And I just realised I forgot to show you this. Have you ever seen the cutest bunny ever in your life? It's so adorable. They're in our shop at the moment, but I'll just give you a little scan because you don't normally see this bit. So every time I do a journal, I lay all the things I've spoken about and do a picture for Instagram. So this is what it looks like.
it's Bryony and I'm back again. I wanted to show you, well, most of these are new and some you have already seen, but are newness in the shop. So there's a lot of progress keepers this time. Mum's obsessed with bunnies, so yeah, there are a whole load waiting to be made. So we've got this one. I think this is called the Darling Bunny. So that's super cute. We got a bunny and a strawberry. These little twins, one with a carrot and one with a heart. The wreaths, so the one in the gold wreath and the one in the green woodland. These two, which also look quite twinny, don't they? So a rose gold one and a nice gold one with little peach pearly bead. We've seen this one, haven't we? The Little Mermaid Bunny. And this one's cute. I think Mum's named this as the Snuggle Bunny. With some little ombre beads. And a non-bunny is this little duck in a green and white stripy jumper. So yeah, he's kind of the odd one out because, yeah, we're just surrounded by bunnies here. There we go. I think these are my faves. I just like the little beads on there as well. We have some more Swarovski crystal stitch marker sets. They're so hard to lay out and show. So this one here is the Quince Blossom. So tricky to show you. Maybe I should have left it laying down. Oh, wow, actually looks really pretty then. That's Quince Blossom. We have Spring Blossom. So this one's got more of a pinky hue, whereas this one's kind of more corally. Maybe I'll show them side by side if I can get them to play ball. Almost. So yeah, you can see the difference there. And then a really nice bright one, which we have named Spring Bulbs. Look at that colour. Look at the yellow. So bright. Love the sparkles. So yeah, these are made of Swarovski crystals, which are really high quality. And they come on a gold ring just to keep them all together. And finally, the other newness in the shop are some scissors. Maybe I should go this way. Some scissors from Merchant & Mills. So we had the gold ones in stock, and we've also added these bigger ones, so in black, and then these tiny ones. How small and cute are they? Yeah, lovely. And yeah, they come in these cute little packages. I know some of you liked seeing my finished stocking on the last vlog, and were interested to see some of my other projects. So I'm going to show you one this week. I'm hoping the lighting is okay because it's really, really dark and grey outside today. So this morning it was just cloudy and it kind of had a weird orange hue. Apparently the Sahara sand had blown over, and now it's just raining, but it's quite cosy and nice. So anyway, here we go. This is my to-be one day Liberty Hexie quilt. Oh, first of all, this is a really sweet sewing book that Mum made me forever ago. How cute is that? Obviously Liberty fabric and her cutest little bee. Oh, and these are my... Sorry, I'm getting distracted. These are a tester for my wedding nails. So originally I got extensions. Oh, one of them's a little bit chipped. Originally I got extensions and I really didn't like it. I think it just wasn't me. So yeah, I've gone with just gel on my own nails. I'm hoping they might grow a little bit more. Because they just, they always flake off. But anyway, back to the whip. So yeah, this is my Liberty Hexie blanket. So I was inspired by the Strawberry Thief on Instagram. She set up, I think it might have been in 2020, a set to do your own Liberty Hexie quilts. So I think she had a 1 inch and a 2 inch option, but sadly, so you could buy a kit, but sadly, because it was from Oz, it was just so expensive in terms of postage, especially as it was like monthly. So the idea was that they would send you the papers and the cut out fabric hexagons on a monthly basis until you had enough to complete your quilt. So anyway, I wanted to join in, and luckily Mum has loads of Liberty fabric, and I then got really into it and started buying lots of like scrappy packs on eBay and Etsy. Yeah, I think just eBay and Etsy. So I've managed to have quite a collection. So here's one I'm working on now. So I'm hoping that when I put them together, it's gonna kind of create a rainbow effect. I'm not quite sure how that's gonna work yet. So I've been making hexagons in specific colours. So I've got a teal one here, and here's my finished box. It's quite a lot now. Look at that stack. Let's see if I can spread them out. Not very easy. So yeah, have I counted them? I feel like I did, and there were around 40 last time I checked. So yeah, I've got pinks through to reds. A bit more pink. I'm not sure why that's there. Oh, I think it was meant to be corally orange. Going into yellows. Greens. Green is a bit harder. Liberty doesn't have loads of green. But actually, I think I do have quite a few there. Then we've got some tealy colours going into blue. And we're getting towards the end. So going into purple. Yeah, how lovely. So yeah, actually I remember now. So I told Mum that I really wanted to join in this quilt, and it was during lockdown because my birthday was like a month into the very first lockdown in 2020, and Mum was so lovely and she started me a subscription that she was going to make every month across the year for my birthday. So yeah, each month she sent me a pack of her own Liberty hexagons and the papers. I can't remember what size my papers are. They're not like normal because I never do anything exactly how it's meant to be. They're between 1 inch and 2 inches. Maybe they're 1.5 inches or inch and... I genuinely don't know. Maybe Mum can put up a little sign on the blog page. But yeah, here's my whole stack. Oh, they're just so nice. Yeah, I did spend quite a lot of money on that too. And here is my box of more to go. So because I prefer sticking, so I use one of these glue pens to baste my fabrics onto the papers. I just think because I'm doing so many, I just didn't really want to like stitch them for the basting part. I just thought it would, I don't know, take a lot more time, which it probably would. So yeah, I've been using the pen to baste them on. I've got clips in here. They are useful to peg them together. So these are all the ones I'm planning on sewing up. I absolutely love picking the little groups to make the flowers. That's probably my favourite bit actually. So I've got quite a lot more to go yet. Oh, how nice is that? And these are a few random ones that haven't made it into flowers yet, but I'll need some to kind of fill it out at the edges, I imagine. So I'm just holding on to those for now. I've got my threads in here. I think I was just using this slightly off-white colour, but at some point I switched to using some white, and now I'm back on off-white again. I'm not sure what happened. I've also got the fabric glue pen refill, which is in the shop, and I mean, you can't have a project without one of these cute little hummingbird needle threaders. So yeah, I think once I've sewn all of these ones together, I might have enough for the actual quilt. So I'm avoiding buying more fabric at the moment, and I'll see where I get to. Obviously this is quite a long ongoing project. If I started it in April 2020, so it's nearly been 2 years. I know lots of people on Instagram, because I was following the hashtag, did it in a year or under, but I'm just not that fast, especially because my past job was it involved a lot of hours, so I was often a bit too tired to sew. But I'm hoping maybe this year I'll crack on with it. But I mean, the start of this year is quite busy because we just moved house and we're also getting married. But you know, one day I'll finish this and I will show you. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I feel like I just rambled on. Yeah, I might be back again. Okay, bye. I forgot, I don't think I actually said what this is. I mean, most of you probably know, but yeah, so this is English paper piecing, EPP. So with these, you basically have a paper shape which forms the backing to your fabric. You baste your fabric on either by sewing it, which I haven't done, or by using a glue pen, which means you can then peel it off, which I have done. You then sew by hand along the joins. So you can see I've started that one just about. Yeah, so you hand sew along there, and once you open it out, hopefully your stitches are nice and neat and you shouldn't see too much of it. Oh, my focus has gone now. Yeah, so I've been making the flowers, and then I'll lay this out when I'm happy with the amount of flowers I have and start stitching them together. And as I do that, they'll join up like this. And as I do that, I'll take the papers out of the ones that are joined on all 6 sides, and it'll hold its shape because it's been stitched. Yeah, I think that's it.